My name is Cole Funk, and I am here to teach you how to properly quit your day job. This will be an instructional video on how to properly end your employment and get on with your miserable life without losing friends and family along the way. Let's get started. So, before we go too deep into it, I want to go ahead and get some of the hazards out of the way. The hazards that you are most likely going to come across are going to be sort of self-created. So we'll just hop right into it here. Do not quit your day job if you have no other means of making money, as this can cause, of course, homelessness, as well as cost you your friends and family in the process of getting to a state of homelessness. Always communicate before acting. That's just kind of a general rule, but especially when you are quitting your day job. Alert your family and friends of your decisions before making them to avoid complications and ensure an easy transition. Uh, Quitting too many jobs can look awfully bad on resumes, so take a look at your resume before you continue on. Make sure that it's able to take this kind of a hit. And then finally, quitting your day job nets you a lot of free time. You need to ensure that you use your free time responsibly by avoiding drugs and alcohol. Let's get right into the first step here. Uh, First step is going to be, of course, saving money so that you have a bed you can sort of lay on while you're jobless. So with enough money in the bank, quitting a job obviously becomes a lot easier, and quitting a job you don't like is even easier than that. Saving money is an essential first step to granting yourself autonomy and freedom. When you have money in the bank, you have plenty of time to execute the remainder of the steps in this walkthrough. So let's get on down to step number 2, and that's going to be diversifying your income. There are a lot of ways that you can diversify your income. You can start your own business, like an e-commerce type thing. You can start your own physical, actual business. Of course, that is sort of like a job, but you will be self-employed. You'll be making money on your own. You won't need set hours. You can make your own schedule. With an e-commerce platform, you would be able to pretty much do it hands off. If you were doing something like Etsy, you would make your own crafts, sell those online. If you were doing eBay or Amazon, you could do sort of like a yard sale of just stuff you don't need that's in your house. You could also do stuff sort of in the entertainment realm of things, something like YouTube and monetize your videos on there. You could do streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music. You could do podcasts through Apple Podcasts. Um, and if you don't want to do any of those things, you don't want to start your own business, you don't want to put the effort into that, you could also think about investing. Investing is probably the most hands-off way of diversifying your income. You can invest in real estate, you can invest in timeshares, you could invest in certificates of deposit, or you could even start building a portfolio of stocks, dividend-paying stocks. And that would be a good way for you to earn money while you don't have a job, to sort of give yourself even more time to keep going with these steps. The third step would be to maintain a resume. When you have a resume ready and up to date, you are able to sort of jump on your dream job, the position you're actually wanting. If you have several types of skills and you're qualified for several types of positions, you should make a resume for each of those positions, so that you don't give your employer or the person who you hope to be your employer a resume that includes a lot of skills that are sort of benign to them. The fourth step here is going to be communication. Like I said, it's a key part of quitting any job. You want to first communicate your decision to quit your job with anyone who is depending on you for your income. For example, spouses and significant others, maybe children or other dependents. Skipping this step may create confusion and resentment, which isn't good in any context. You want to sit down with anyone who the decision may affect and discuss your reasons for quitting and your plan moving forward. You need to give them any insights that you can on your thought process and reasonings, as well as the thought out plan for earning money and spending money. If your decision only affects you, then good news, you get to skip this step, but that absolutely does not mean that you shouldn't have a well thought out plan. And we'll take a closer look at this in the next step. So the fifth step here is going to be lowering your fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are expenses that you pay monthly that are sort of hard to change, stuff like rent, utilities, your credit card bills, car payments, insurance, property taxes, health insurance, homeowners and renters insurance, student loan payments, stuff like that. It's important that you calculate your fixed expenses now and cut anything that is non-essential out of the budget, at least while you are jobless. So things like subscription services, Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music, Hulu, whatever you're paying for that isn't essential to not necessarily your survival, but the greater good, your well-being, then you should cut that out. It is important to keep internet, however, so that you will have an easier time searching for jobs and communicating quickly with job services. You know, like for example, if you applied for a job online and you're trying to get an answer back quickly, it's important to have internet for those types of things. Once you have your living expenses calculated by month, you can create a monthly budget for your remaining funds. And once this is completed, you'll have a full-fledged plan in place for spending, and it will be easy to tell how much you'll have between jobs, or how much time you'll have between jobs. Step 6 is quitting. And your boss may deserve to hear you yell, "Suck it, old man, I quit." But more often than not, this is not the proper way to leave. And it certainly won't look good on a resume if that's the way you choose to leave your job. If you are adamant about leaving a burning trail as you walk out of the office, then I would try to keep that contained to more short-term jobs that you could afford to keep off of your resume entirely. You are far better off approaching your employer directly before pleasantly and calmly giving them at least 2 weeks notice of your departure. In the conversation, you should include what you liked about working there and layer on thanks for the opportunity for employment. And despite the fact that you've already spoken to your boss, you should put your resignation in writing to keep things formal. More importantly, while you're still at your job, do a good job. If you're tempted to slack off because you just hate the job or you hate your boss, just remember that it will all be over soon and you'll have plenty of free time when you are out of there. If you're a good employee, quitting doesn't always have to mean burning bridges. So just keep that in mind. Your last step here is going to be step 7, and just enjoy your free time. You did it. You battled through the timesheets in the early mornings and you came out victorious. So it's time to celebrate. Take a loved one out to dinner and have a glass of... No, don't do that, actually. You have a budget to keep, do you remember? Maybe have a bowl of ramen and look through the classifieds, or maybe just take a nap. It's hard work quitting a job, but now that you have all this free time, it's important not to pick up bad habits like staying up late, heavy drinking, drug use, smoking. All these things will put a drain on your wallet, as well as take a toll on your health. Most importantly, you want to relax and enjoy yourself because you have earned it. So there you go. There is a full walkthrough of how to properly quit your job. That's all for me. See you later.